Now, see, this is what you call a really calming that when you're feeling homicidal. Okay, let's say you had a bad week. Okay, somebody robbed you, somebody stole a bunch of shit out of your garage. Okay, you know, somebody was real rude to you when you're in line at the post office. All right, people are just generally jerks. Then you come out here, and you take a look around, learn to identify some of these dainty bastards down there, and boom, you feel immediately 10 times nicer. You don't see nobody. You see very few people, all right? Because let's face it, most human beings are a disease in modern day society, and it's not their fault. They're just imbibed with the values that they're taught, conditioned to have by the society at large. But, you got to get away from them, most of them. I take them as individuals who sit down and have a cup of coffee, but then, the whole herd, they're a nightmare. They're an absolute fucking nightmare. So that's why you come out here. You learn to identify some of the Leptosyne, the little yellow aster, the Platystemon, which is in a poppy family, the little white bastards over there called Platystemon, which literally translates into flat stamens in Latin. And then, of course, some of the Amsinckia, my friend the Amsinckia, wonderful family of annual Boraginaceae. Then you got your fucking Thyzanocarpus down there, Brassicaceae, little dainty bastards. The Thyzanocarpus never get too big. They got the little pink flakes, of course, all growing on this Miocene marine shale and sandstone. Real quick, I want to talk for a minute about Polemoniaceae, all right, the phlox family. All right, now I don't know much about these because I kind of just got into them, but they got those nice fused petals, and a lot of them are annuals, and they're fucking tiny, really easy to overlook, but they're doing great. They're thriving. There's a lot of diversity. Okay, here's another one. Look at this one over here. Look at this. Look at this nice. See, look at that. Look at that calyx. These flowers ain't even open yet. They got 5 petals. Okay, and again, I think almost all of them are annuals. All the goddamn, well, no, there's a couple phlox up in the higher elevations, I believe, that are perennials. They got a taproot, but then they're buried in snow half the time. Look at this fucking allium. Look at this onion. I believe this is Howellii, but it's real specific to this substrate. It's a fucking wonderful geophyte. Allium's got, I don't know how many goddamn, 30 species in it at least in California. Might be much more than it. But of course, it's very particular to this substrate where nothing else can compete with it. All it has to do is germinate, get the bulb going down there, and then it comes back year after year after year after year. Allium, true onions, and if you were to rip that out, which I'm not going to do because I'm not a prick, at least not like that, it would smell like onions. It would smell like onions. And again, it's growing on, look at this sedimentary oceanic rock, this marine shape. Anyway, here's a banger you don't see every day. It's a species of Rumex. Polygonaceae, the buckwheat family. Get up there, look at the flowers. Look at those flowers, nice. You see them? And the leaves, they're almost iridescent, almost shiny, blue, very glaucous. Look at how shiny it is, just reflecting the high rays of the sun, which makes sense because the only other spot I've seen this, and where it seems to be most abundant, is in the fucking Mojave Desert. And look at all that. It's going to produce a lot of seed and then be brown and dry in 3 or 4 months. And I believe it's a perennial. I believe it comes back from a root down there. Tons of Amsinckia, Lasthenia, Monolopia. And then, of course, you got the San Andreas right there, the San Andreas Fault, and then the Temblor Ranges just on the other side of it. Right next to it. You look at it. So it is. It's Caulanthus anceps, which is a brassica, the kale family, but it's got very strange leaves compared to many of the other brassicas, or the other Caulanthus, excuse me. It's got a very open corolla instead of them being fused at the base like Caulanthus inflatus, the dildo Caulanthus, aka the desert candle, and some of the other Caulanthus are. But it's still got them, actually, no, these leaves have a petiole. They're not sessile like the other Caulanthus do, but they still got the typical brassica fruits. See that? See how it's like a tube? morphological apomorphia of the brassica.